kids coming in saying, I passed my test. This is at the end of the day with my 7th period class, majority boys, very immature. I mean, I said, you guys are a lot at the end of the day. And I had maybe 4 girls in the class and like 24 kids. And they were coming in saying they passed. And I was like, how do you know? And they showed me their score. I was messaging the testing coordinator, said, our kids can see their scores and we have kids passing. Because normally, out of 150 students, we may have 5 pass. This is my 16th year at this school, and we've never had results like this. Never. 40-ish kids pass. You know, that's like 2 whole classes made their graduation requirement. And this year I'm seeing those kids, that passed my class. And one girl was telling our instructional coach, she goes, Miss Markley, she helped me pass, And I said, well, you did the work. You did what you needed to do in Literacy Chops.
Welcome, Tina. Thank you for being the Geekiest Educator today. We're so happy to have you. And today we're just going to explore your experience using Literacy Geeks. And so the first question is, how have you used Literacy Geeks programs? Which platform have you used and what did you use it for?
The program that we were using just wasn't working anymore. I mean, for the kids, because they were using it from, elementary school until high school. And the students that we have always struggled with reading in their state test. Started out 2 years ago. Well, really almost 3. We tried out Quindu. So we did it and we really liked it. The kids liked it. It was different. So then the next year I talked the admin into getting the program, Quindu, and we started it in the fall.
Able to transition you and your students onto Literacy Chops.
Mm-hmm.
And what did they think about Literacy Chops, or what have they thought about their experience on our reading platform so far?
At first, they were not happy because it wasn't multiple choice. Mm-hmm. Because they can't just, the text is there and then they can just ABCD it. They have to dig into the text, which is what we love about it. It forces them to go back into the text over and over again. So, there's a big learning curve for them, and that's the way with the new students because they want to do it quickly and not really have to think about what they're doing, but then they get in the swing of it. So I would say they see the benefit of it. They like it. They like it a lot better than the other ones that we use because they do earn, badges and things, and they get excited about that. And so that's a good motivator, for them too. I think they like the second chances on the questions as well. But once they get over a hump with it, then they're all in, and they're good with it.
I think it would be good to explain a little bit about the classes that you're teaching and kind of the expectation of students. So maybe you can walk us through what is the class that these students are in and why are they in the class?
Oh, okay. It's called Literacy Strategies. It used to be called Intensive Reading. So I have 10th graders that have not passed their state test. In Florida, where I live, they have to pass it in 10th grade for their graduation requirement. So if they pass it 9th grade or after they have to do it. But in 9th grade, it just keeps them out of my class. And then they don't have the support they need for the test in the spring. So most of these students, not 100%, but I would say probably 80% of them have never passed a state reading test.
Yeah, they have to think, right? I mean, that's the biggest shift is that when students are reading on our platform, they don't just have someone already picking the answer for them and then they just verify, because that's what multiple choice really does. Is I verify that this is the answer. They have to actually learn how a text works and understand how writers create meaning. So that's interesting. Okay, so you have this specialized class and you have students who historically have struggled. What did you see coming out of last year after using the program? and you've got a small team of teachers.
Mhm.
I don't know if you can recall from the top of your mind what those numbers were, but what did you see overall, or maybe more specifically with the success of the program?
Okay. Overall, because our principal is the numbers guy, but 28% of our students, that's ninth and 10th grade, tested out of literacy strategies or intensive reading. And some had always been in there. Anytime I see them, they're all smiles, but they put in the work, and so I'm a firm believer, you know, in this program for sure.
It's such an amazing testimony, and so cool to hear the kids that, again, historically weren't either motivated or seeing success be like amped about something that they've kind of written off in their
Mhm,
career as
mhm,
a nuisance, something they're never, they personally feel they might not ever pass. And so it's easier to kick dirt on it and not be excited about it than it is to try and see what you can do. And they're coming in telling you, look, I passed my test. And those numbers, when you told me about that at the end of last year, those were startling to me. I mean, to know that you guys are,
too. And I mean, I feel like we're pretty good teachers, but just what they were doing online wasn't translating to the test. But now they know, okay, this is, same types of questions. They know how to look for the answers. Even if they don't understand every single word, that they're reading, they at least know, okay, I know how to find the central claim. I know how to find text evidence, and we support that with some other things. But Literacy Chops is the main daily practice for them. And they do use the resources that you provide, like to type in, because you have to type in answers, you have to spell it correctly, which they're not used to that either. And I have some learning the hard way. They said, well, I wrote argument. I said, well, you spelled it wrong. And use your resource. That's why it's there for. So, but I think it just slows them down to look carefully at to what they're doing.
Mhm.
And it's developing, I guess, those bigger study skills than just passing a test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned it. You talk about transference, right? I think that's one of our main goals is what you're learning on the platform needs to transfer to your science class and your social
Mhm.
studies, social science classes. And the test is important to pass, but we know that's not the end game. And
Mhm.
so if we can build up their reading abilities and skills and confidence, it's going to help them finish high school, and it's going to help them maybe into college. And that's the best we can ask for. And so that's
Mhm.
the goal, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, Tina Markley, we appreciate you so much for geeking out with us today. You are the geekiest educator, and we appreciate your journey. And we're excited to see what you guys are going to do this year as we've added so much more on the platform.
Mhm.
Yep. And we just appreciate you so much. So thank you.
Well, thank you.